Next on NFL Draft Diamonds, we're going to talk about number 88, Dez Bryant, and his possible destinations. So the Dallas Cowboys, in an unexpected move, released Dez Bryant from their roster. $16.5 million he was due this year. They just go ahead and they axed him, if you know what I mean. But Dez Bryant's a good football player. He is aging, he's at the age of 30, but there's teams out there that could really use Dez Bryant. We're gonna go through, we went through the entire rosters, looked at the salary cap situation to try to find the top 5 destinations for Dez Bryant. Going through the film, going through the different things, what we came up to is there were certain teams who kind of weeded their way out of the mix anyway. You look at the Baltimore Ravens. In the very beginning, everyone said that the Baltimore Ravens were very interested, and that may have been the case. But quickly, the minute they signed Willie Snead to an offer sheet, which just happened the other day, it excluded them from the list regardless. But the thing is, the Saints failed to match the offer. Willie Snead will now be a Baltimore Raven, and that X's one team out of the mix who actually had interest in Dez Bryant. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at 5 teams that I feel have the best opportunity and the best chance to get a Dez Bryant and to get him at a decent price. But with him getting cut, the Dallas Cowboys, they didn't have to pay him any money. So basically they were able to escape his contract, but they're still on books, on the tabs for the $8 million that he was given during his signing bonus. But whatever Dez makes this year is what Dez is gonna make this year, and that's the way it is. The good thing is, over the last 3 years, Dez has made a lot of money. So money might not be an issue with him at this point. So with that being said, let's take a look at the first 5 teams. Number 5, the Arizona Cardinals. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals lost 2 wide receivers going into this free agency. They've lost Jerron Brown and they've lost John Brown. Both wide receivers were decent, but let's face it, they have Larry Fitzgerald and nobody else. While Chad Williams is a guy that they're hoping turns on and ignites some flames this year, they still need a true number 2. Dez Bryant comes in automatic and opens the door. The problem there is their quarterback play. Do they have decent quarterback play? They do. Sam Bradford's okay, but they may be still looking for that. I don't know if Steve Wilks is willing to deal with the attitude and the problems of Dez Bryant, but it's not a problem when it comes to money. They definitely have the money to sign Dez. Number 4, the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are a great football team. They get Andrew Luck back this year. Right now, though, they really don't have any weapons on offense. They have 2 wide receivers. They have T.Y. Hilton, and they have newly acquired Ryan Grant. Now, as you know, with the whole Ryan Grant mix-up earlier this offseason, where the Ravens paid him tons of money and then said he failed the physical, he probably has a little bit to prove. But is he a Dez Bryant? I don't think so. So the Colts, who have $60+ million in cap space right now, would be a logical destination for Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant can come, add veteran leadership, and also help Andrew Luck. The problem is Colts' new head coach, Frank Reich, willing to deal with the headache? I don't know, but he would be a great option in Indy. Number 3. This team, they don't have a lot of cap space, but they may be able to pull in Dez Bryant due to the team. It's the Denver Broncos. Right now they have Demaryius Thomas and they have Emmanuel Sanders, who plays on the outside. But imagine if you're able to put Emmanuel Sanders in the slot and use Dez Bryant and Demaryius Thomas on the outside. You're talking a 1-2-3 punch with Case Keenum, who's more accurate than any quarterback that they've had over the past several years since Peyton Manning. So this would be a great opportunity for the Denver Broncos to make a quick push from a team that they have the 5th pick in the draft. So from turning it around, I could see the Denver Broncos taking a chance on Dez Bryant. Maybe a 1-year deal, prove-it deal, maybe worth $8 to $10 million. They have the funds to do it. But to add in, they have to be able to pay for their draft picks. Most of the time, they say $5 million will cover your draft picks. If that's the case, that doesn't leave too much for Dez Bryant. But will he be able to take a 2-year deal where they can backload it on the next year? He may, and that makes a lot of sense for John Elway and his staff. Number 2, the frozen tundra. Are you kidding me? Green Bay, logical destination. Look at their wideouts. They lose Jordy Nelson, but they have Devontae Adams, who's new and upcomer. You still got Randall Cobb in the slot, and then you have, that's right, nothing else there. They've lost Jeff Janis and they've lost Jordy Nelson this year in free agency. You have an opportunity to add Dez Bryant for an Aaron Rodgers? Oh my Lord, that's a stacked move right there. Number 2 destination makes a lot of sense. I can see the Cheeseheads definitely taking a chance on Dez Bryant. Will they? I don't know. They do have a cap space around $13 million. The same $13 million that the Denver Broncos had. So they'll have to be creative when creating a contract scenario for Dez. But I think it could be a logical destination. Remember the catch? Ooh, he might be able to turn some things around up there in Green Bay. It'll be interesting. Green Bay needs somebody to help turn things around right now. Number 1 destination. I sit there and I look all around the league. Who's that up and coming team that just needs that one extra piece that will push you over the edge? And I keep coming up to the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson coming back healthy. Lamar Miller. D-Hop. And then Will Fuller, who blew up last year, but they don't have that number 2. So I'm looking to move Fuller inside, put Dez on the outside. Dez and Hop on the outside is a tremendous mismatch for any team. I mean, there's not too many corners that are going to be able to deal with what Houston has on the outside. Houston's defense is all right. They've been okay. They've been tough. They'll fight you, but this automatically makes them more high-powered. Deshaun Watson was doing his thing before his injury. Now you give him a Dez Bryant, and I couldn't even imagine how sweet that team would be on offense. With that being said, Houston Texans are my number 1 place, my number 1 landing zone. And I'm going to tell you why they're my number 1. Dez Bryant said that he wanted to play the team twice this year. He was talking about the Cowboys. And there is one team out of all these 5 that do play them twice, and that's the Houston Texans. They'll actually play them once in the preseason, according to the 2018 schedule, and once in the regular season. Could you imagine Dez getting to play his old team twice in the same year? It would be interesting, and it makes a lot of sense for the Houston Texans, who have $30+ million to make that happen. Bill O'Brien's the type of guy that can handle that situation and can handle a Dez Bryant. He already handled DeAndre Hopkins, who people say have issues. So this would be an interesting set and an interesting matchup. Could you imagine Dez Bryant to the Texans? Wow. Watch out, AFC South. Texans are for real. Make sure you check us out, NFLDraftDiamonds.com. We're now on Instagram, NFL Draft Diamonds, on Twitter at Draft Diamonds, and on Facebook, NFL Draft Diamonds. Make sure you check us out. NFL Draft Diamonds checking out. Follow us, subscribe, hit the like button.